Hello and welcome to the live stream. This is Kayfabe Chronicles, and I am your host, JP. If this is your first time here, please stick around for a little while, partake in the chat room to the left-hand side of the screen. And if you like what you see, make sure to crush like, hit subscribe, and click that bell notification for whenever we post videos. We go live every single Sunday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, except for pay-per-view nights where we will go on after the event to discuss the event. We go live Wednesdays right after NXT to discuss the episode of NXT, and we also throw out random videos throughout the week. And if you guys haven't done so already, make sure to check out that Facebook page, check out that Twitter account, and now let's get the ball rolling. This week's episode of NXT is brought to you by the Undisputed Era. That's right, Undisputed Era makes their entire return to the ring. We really haven't seen them, well, Adam Cole at least, since he won the championship at NXT TakeOver 25, so this is essentially the celebratory party. Adam Cole comes out and just right off the bat just flat out says, I told you all, I told you that this would be the year that Undisputed Era is draped with all the gold. So you guys better be shining up those tag team championships and shining up that North American title, because we are taking all of it. Absolutely phenomenal, great promo by Adam Cole as always, and just the best part of the entire episode in my opinion, he just flat out says, now we're going to show you the new intro of NXT. So it cuts to the regular intro of NXT, only all the video footage has now been replaced by just various scenes of the Undisputed Era, which I thought was absolutely brilliant. Cuts back to Kyle O'Reilly just sitting there in the middle of the ring like, yep, that was me, I did all that. Just absolutely brilliant. I thought that was one of the best things I've seen in a long time. But just before you couldn't think that this promo could get any better, Velveteen Dream's music hits. Dream comes out. Absolutely phenomenal. Just flat out says that he wants a shot at the World Championship. It's absolutely great. He just looks at me like, that's right, Adam Cole, I need to touch you, but I also want to touch that championship, so he wants a shot at both of them. And just when you think that that's about to end, Matt Riddle's music hits, and then Matt Riddle comes out. I'm like, what the heck is going on? This is becoming absolutely brilliant. Matt Riddle has his little shtick, just making fun of Roderick Strong, essentially, and then Adam Cole just trash talks Matt Riddle. He just says, why don't you go back to being like why don't you go back to being like an Attitude Era reviewer? And I was just like it was just absolutely just ridiculous. And then, it gets even better than that. Right after that, Tyler Breeze's music hits. I'm like, this opening intro, like I can't do this anymore. Breeze comes out, flat out says, well, you guys are all saying how you developed NXT. I was busy creating NXT. Giant OG chant hits. And he says, and I was in the office of Mr. Regal, and we're going to be having a 6-man tag later tonight. It's going to be me and these guys versus 3 of you. Absolutely great. So the main event is set for later on this night. So the 3 members of Undisputed Era to be determined later to take on Velveteen, Tyler Breeze, and Matt Riddle. It's going to be a phenomenal main event for sure. And today's coffee cup is brought to you by Disney World. We got my Epcot cup. Does not hold a full cup. Like, it's not a lot of coffee in here. Like, it looks like it's a good size, but not a lot. And how are you doing tonight, Elizabeth? It is good to see you. I started recording a review earlier, and then I had something come up where I had to leave, so I stopped it and deleted it. This is take 2, so welcome to take 2. And if you watched a little bit of take 1, you're sitting through it again. All right, so immediately right after that, we are starting tonight's show, essentially. But before all that, it's a Shayna Baszler, because we all love her. I still love Shayna. I just wish she would drop the belt. Taking on Io in a steel cage match next week, so it is the video promo package for that. I'm really looking forward to that match. I think it's going to look pretty good. I think it's going to be an absolutely great match, and I'm really excited to check it out. Just Shayna needs to drop the belt, and we've been through this. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about today's show. Opening contest, we got Raul Mendoza taking on the debuting Damien Priest / Punishment Martinez. Overall, I like the fact that Punishment didn't change his look at all. Like I said, he still looks like the same old guy from Ring of Honor, still the same tight-ass leather pants. It's absolutely phenomenal. And same style in the ring, like just pure, just striking, just heavy hitting. Raul trying what he can do. It's exactly as you predicted in regards to like a squash match. He's trying as much as he can. He's trying every single move, but just Damien Priest isn't hitting any of it. Like, he gets hit, he staggers, but he's not falling down. He hits him with this cool, like, spinning roundhouse kick to the head and then drops him with a rolling cutter. So Damien Priest wins his debut match as Damien Priest because he already lost his Punishment Martinez on NXT a couple weeks ago. But overall, I think it's a good look for him. I think that he definitely is where he should be. I think he's going to be a real force to be reckoned with in the next couple weeks. I like his shtick. His theme song is freaking awesome. Really good theme song. It's very similar to like Gangrel's and like Kevin Thorne, very like kind of like gothy progressional rock. I think it's really cool, and I fully agree. Dakota will come back and defeat Shayna, and the world will rejoice. Even though Mia Yim is in the title picture right now, but she's just warming that belt up for Dakota. She's just warming it up. Right, essentially right after that, William Regal, that's right, the commish, Mr. Regal, announces this year's tournament. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm still hoping they do a Mae Young, but I said I like my Mae Young Classic. I like my Cruiserweight Classic. I like the Dusty Rhodes Classic. So this year's tournament that they're going to be having on NXT is the NXT Breakout Star Tournament. So what he's pretty much doing is he's taking a bunch of up-and-comers from the Performance Center who haven't had a lot of TV time. So a lot of the recent signings, a lot of the old TNA guys, like DJZ, Trevor Lee, ACH, like all these guys who haven't been on TV yet are going to be competing in a tournament where the winner will get a title opportunity. So I think that's really cool. They're going to be awarding a title opportunity to a brand new competitor who hasn't really had any moments on TV, and the tournament starts next week, so I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's going to be absolutely great. Right after that, we had Mia Yim promo package just in regards to her growing up, like the rough streets of Southern California, and just how her family, in that era where she was growing up, Korea was at war with like African Americans, and she actually happens to be both. So she said it was just really tough for her growing up, that a lot of people just kind of like shunned her. So wrestling was kind of her outlet to not being bullied. So I think it's really cool. I think Mia Yim is going to be great in the title picture. It's obviously most likely going to be her taking on Shayna after the entire cage match and all that stuff, depending on what happens. But yeah, she looks good. I think Mia Yim looks really good from where she was a couple years ago as Jade in Impact Wrestling. I think I like the shtick she's doing right now. I like that she's just kind of like a badass gangster chick. I think that really works for her, and I'm looking forward to seeing her fight Shayna. I think that's gonna be really cool. Yeah, Shayna's just never gonna drop the belt. She's just never gonna do it. Speaking of women's wrestling, very next match we got Tainara Conti. That's right, the Brazilian judo black belt, taking on one of my personal favorites, Xia Li. Big fan of Xia Li. Big fan of Tainara, actually. I really enjoy both of them. It's funny because they were like a tag team a couple weeks ago, and then this week it was just, let's have them fight. Overall, not a phenomenal match. Like, you can tell that they're both still a little bit green, but it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun just watching them just kind of one-up one another. Both ladies had great opportunity to shine during this match. Like I said, not any of them really dominated throughout the entire match. Like, Tainara was doing like a lot of judo throws, a lot of takedowns. Xia was doing a lot of her like kicks, a lot of her power moves. So it was really fun to watch them complement one another. Match ends where Tainara kind of gets tripped up in the corner, and Xia hit her with this awesome like reverse roundhouse kick right to the head. Like, it was cool. Like, she went for it once, Tainara dodged, and then she just hit her with the other foot. So it was like boom, boom. Like, it was just like a really quick, like a really quick double spin kick, which I thought was like, I didn't see that coming. I was like, whoa, that was really cool. Yeah, just knocked Tainara right out. Pinned her in the center of the ring, all over. Xia Li gets the win over Tainara. But yep, great match by both ladies. I thought it was absolutely really fun to see some of the up-and-comers on the show, for sure. Yeah, and Rhea and Sharm, I did not know that Xia Li and Kairi Sane were really good friends. Yeah, I found that out when I was watching that video on YouTube. Yeah, I love the performance. WWE PC is one of my favorite YouTube channels going right now, just because I love catching up with NXT, and I love watching like all the up-and-comers and seeing, like, I watched the entire Combine, like all 5 hours of it. It was great. It was so nice. It wasn't the best commentary, but Tino Sabatelli and Tegan Knox, I think, were absolutely just hilarious on commentary with Coach Bloom. I was really impressed with a lot of the competitors. I was really impressed with Montez Ford, man. The guy did a broad jump of over 10 feet. Like, how do you do that? That's just insane. But two thumbs way up to Bianca Belair for winning the women's division again, and to Riddick Moss for coming back from injury and being able to win this year's. It was amazing. It was so good. It was so good. All right, right after that we have a Street Profits promo where they're just out in the parking lot of the PC celebrating, and just celebrating, and apparently they have a match next week taking on the Forgotten Sons. But whatever, I get to get some Street Profits on. And yes, we need more Bugenhagen. Apparently he goes by Rick Boogs now. I'm like, no, Eric Bugenhagen. That's so much cooler. Call him by his real name, damn it. We need more Boog on TV. I want to join the Boog cruise. So he's like, and I love it. Every time I tweet about him, he like retweets it. I was like, yay, he notices me, because Bugenhagen's awesome. Okay, so now on to that. We got this week's main event. That's right, we got the Undisputed Era taking on Breeze, Dream, and Riddle. So the Undisputed Era is going to be represented this week with Roddy, Bobby Fish, who's back from injury, and Adam Cole. So Kyle O'Reilly's going to be sitting this one out. Overall, I'm not going to lie, it was not a great match. Just going to put it out there. It was. If you really like Matt Riddle, I enjoy Matt Riddle, but he was in it the entire time. Like, he wrestled like 95% of this match, and so did Roddy. So it was essentially like a rematch from Takeover. Like I said, like Bobby Fish really didn't do a lot. Adam Cole really didn't do a lot. Dream and Breeze did a little bit, but it was just mostly like Matt Riddle fighting Roderick Strong the entire time. And like, I'm okay with that. That's great. But if you're having a 6-man tag, it kind of doesn't make any sense. Overall, though, like the match finally ends. There's a lot of hot tags coming in there, but Velveteen Dream, like I said, like Tyler Breeze is in the ring. Velveteen Dream hot tags himself in. They're all arguing about it. Matt Riddle gets knocked outside of the ring while Breeze and Dream are arguing some more. Roddy pushes Velveteen Dream into Breeze, and then he hits him with his finisher, and that's pretty much all she wrote. Dream is defeated by Roderick Strong, and the Undisputed Era take this match. So overall, what this has done is it shows some heat between Dream and Breeze still, which is cool. It makes Roddy look really strong, which is also cool. Like I said, because he pinned the North American champ. Great, cool. I want to see Roddy with that belt. I think that'd be awesome. And it just showed how well Roderick Strong and Matt Riddle are as wrestlers, that they were able to carry this entire match essentially. But overall, for a main event with those 6 guys in it, I just expected a lot more. Overall, like, it was still enjoyable, but like there's just been better stuff out there, in my opinion. Come at me, I'm sorry, but it just wasn't my cup of tea or a cup of half coffee. I really should. Now I know why I don't drink from this cup. Like, it's so little. Like, look, like, it's so tiny. This is like a cappuccino mug. No, this is like an espresso mug, essentially. And that is all we have in regards to this week's episode of NXT. How did you guys like this week's episode of NXT? Let me know in that comment section below. As always, if you guys like what you saw, make sure to crush like, hit subscribe, and click that bell notification. We go live Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Central Time, except for pay-per-view nights, where we will go on after the pay-per-view. Wednesdays, of course, right after NXT. Well, like an hour after NXT. Got to get the kid to sleep and all that stuff, where I will be doing my reviews, which is now. So 9:30 Central Time, usually, for the NXT review. Random videos throughout the week, and of course, you guys haven't done so already, check out that Facebook page, check out that Twitter account, share the heck out of this video. As always, though, you guys are the reason why I do this. Next video coming up, we got some Stomping Grounds predictions. Like I said, I'm still up in the air if I'm watching Stomping Grounds this Sunday. I might have a work thing, I might not. I'm still trying to iron out the kinks, but I will post on social media if I will be doing a Stomping Grounds recap, review, tweeting, and all that junk. As always, though, you guys have yourselves a wonderful night. I'll see you guys in a couple days for my predictions. This is JP from Kayfabe Chronicles. Have yourselves a sexy evening, and I will see you guys next time.